Hi, welcome everybody. I am Amy Slater, and today we are here live at the Colorado Chiropractic Conference, and I have with us Kaitlin from Nares Law Group. So, welcome, Kaitlin.
Thank you. It's so great to be here.
Thank you, thank you. So, I have found your story and everything that you do very interesting. Some things that I have never even known. We had some conversations yesterday, but I'd love for you to divulge today. Share with us what you do and how you've come about.
Absolutely. So I'm a brain injury attorney. It's very specific and niche because we want to specialize in helping those people that have been injured at no fault of their own and have sustained brain injuries. I started my practice having done police brutality cases. I've done brain injury my entire career and then transitioned to personal injury to try to help people that are still suffering from brain injuries today.
All right, fantastic. And so now we are here for the chiropractic conference. Now, where does this take place with chiropractors and why here at this event?
Absolutely. So we find that the people that choose to have a hopeful future and come to our law firm, they come in two ways. One, it's a catastrophic injury. They are at Crick Hospital or some type of long-term rehabilitative care. Or other times, sometimes people are having symptoms suggestive of a concussion, dizziness, disorientation, vertigo, and the first person they see is a chiropractor. And so we're really here to educate chiropractors about not only caring about their extremities, their spine, but also asking critical questions about whether they sustain a brain injury. So it's a great place to meet chiropractors and talk about some of the clients that they're seeing.
All right, fantastic. And so here at this event, have you been to this specific event in past? Is this your first time?
No, absolutely. This is a great event to go to. We enjoy coming here year after year. And there's so many conferences where you can connect with great providers and learn more about their specialty and how we can work together with them.
Okay. And which ones have been very successful for you? I don't know what your 2025 year looked like as far as events and going out and meeting people, but what has been a success for you with your events?
Absolutely. So we really try to be at a lot of events that are where our clients are typically going to need those specialty services. So we go to TBI Med Legal, which is in San Diego every March. That is a great place to have medical staff and lawyers come together to learn about brain injuries. And so we're trying to be at places where they really most need. We have been asked to be speakers at a lot of brain injury conferences, and that is what our 2026 is looking to be.
All right, fantastic. And so then now looking at your marketing side of things, how has that been looking for you and what has been a success in this industry?
Absolutely. So, one of the things is we are hyper niched. We say we're brain injury attorneys because that's exactly what we have. Yes, we fit within the personal injury context, but that is why we stand out, is that we hyper focus on one thing and we're not scared to say that all we do. And then we have relationships for other cases that come through the door that are necessarily what we specialize in. So, one thing for marketing is choose what you love to do, what you want to wake up in the morning and you hope that client is. You love working on those cases, you care for them, you want to give them a helpful future. Stick with that and brand with that. And that has gone a long way for us.
Okay, and that, relationships, that word right there really stood out to me. So tell me, what does that look like for you guys with Nares Law Group and that relationship with those you're supporting?
Absolutely. So our biggest thing we say is we provide value beyond limits, meaning if I get you policy limits and I send you a check, it's still the next day for you. You're still experiencing debilitating concussive symptoms. And so we provide value well beyond policy limits and giving you the check. We want to set you up with a great and hopeful future. So that is talking about your continuation of care and what that's going to look like, resources that you're going to need to live the best life possible. And we stay in a relationship with the clients forever. Our clients are our number one referral back to us. And we do the same thing with providers. Even though that relationship's cut off, it doesn't mean that we don't get that provider to try to give tips, information on a monthly basis to the clients to have them live the best life.
All right. I do find that to be very true. Your clients are your biggest referral source. Outside of your clients, where would you say would be the next best thing that has been a great referral source for you guys?
Absolutely. So it seems shocking, but actually, specialists that focus on traumatic brain injury, they're actually the ones that are reaching out to us. So this is either a neurosurgeon at a Crick hospital to the foremost neurologists and vestibular therapists in the country. They know they truly care about and are passionate about what they specifically do, right? They specifically do cognitive therapy or vestibular therapy, and they're very passionate about having a law firm that also hyper focuses on brain injury. So, other than our clients, the next biggest referral source is actually the state's top neurologists. They tend to refer to us.
All right. All right. Wonderful to know. Now, we are here at your booth here at the conference. And on here, it does talk about truck wreck as well as brain injury lawyers. So you say truck wreck, but that can't be the only people you support. Can you give us a little more detail of the types of clients you have and maybe give us a client story that was successful and how you supported them?
Absolutely. So we say think about the injury itself and not the mechanism of harm. So we work on brain injuries, and that could come from so many ways. It could be a car wreck, a truck wreck. It could be a slip and fall, a carbon monoxide poisoning case. It doesn't matter what it is. We'll help you with the mechanism of harm. Think for us, brain injury. And so a good point about that is I have to become a specialist in a lot of different types of cases because I specifically work on brain injury cases. So I had a family, they were poisoned at their condominium by carbon monoxide. They called 5 different lawyers. No one would take the case. And we took it on, and it is going to be probably a national recognition of cases when we conclude it with a resolution probably by the end of this month. No one wanted this case, but we saw a brain injury, and we found a way to hold what was actually the 7th largest property management company in the country accountable.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. And I can imagine with a lot of this comes a lot of research. So when we're thinking of you taking on maybe a case that might not be the typical, what is your guys' go about in those scenarios?
Absolutely. So we're always guided by it's the same treatment, really guided and be focused by the brain injury. And so as long as we're giving those clients the care they need by seeing the foremost providers, getting the objective tests so that they know what is going on with themselves and how we can better their future, then it's just a matter of what is the mechanism of harm and how do we bring a case. And so it's always learning and researching. Never did I think I would be a carbon monoxide attorney, but you do what you have to do to get justice for your client, let them live the best future possible. No one would take on this case. I don't think there's a carbon monoxide attorney, but we learn how to do it so that we can give someone with a brain injury the best life they can.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm sure it was very much appreciated, especially when you're out there hunting for someone to help you and you're going through all these other circumstances on top of trying to find the right person 100%. To support you. So, all right, now let's dive back into a little bit more about what you do. What might be some myths or misconceptions about your work?
Absolutely. So a lot of people don't think necessarily about a brain injury. A lot of times they do go to a law firm, and those law firms specifically focus on orthopedic track, meaning what is going on with your spine. Let's get you a bunch of injections. If you're surgical, we're going to get you a great outcome. These people have had brain injuries the entire time, and it was never focused on. A lot of people don't focus on this particular injury. It's very difficult. It's invisible. I can't see it. But if you have the right objective testing, it absolutely is visible. And so we specialize in working with providers that are able to get the objective testing so you know what's really going on. And it's important to know this because brain injuries are devastating to people's lives, right? You're no longer the person you were. You lost your identity. It impacts your relationships with your kids, your spouse. It impacts your zealous for life and your desire to continue on and focus on things. It's debilitating. And if it's ignored, the second you get a settlement check, it doesn't change life. We really believe in value beyond limits, and we want to get the best outcome possible for you, but we're here for the continuum of your care.
Okay. Now, I spoke to a chiropractor yesterday who made a very valid point. So it may even be a 3% difference, like a drop in your cognitive. And you notice it yourself. I can tell if I'm off even just a slight bit in one day. Now, if we've come to you, you don't know my normal. So what system is there? Like a checkpoint list? Is there, what ways do you track to find and measure that?
Wonderful. Yeah. So I say I have one job when I talk to my clients. I have one job, and that's to advocate for the person you were and the person you are now. So how do I do that? So step one, I talk to before and after witnesses, people in your life that knew you before that are going to tell me the story of after. And I have 2 stories to tell about how this is so impactful and resulted in phenomenal outcomes for the client. So one client, he was a very chatty fellow. He would go to Starbucks every day at 7 o'clock, have banter there with the barista, ordered the same thing. And then after the wreck, he would rarely come in. If he did come in, he would fumble over the order, stare a lot at the menu, and he was completely silent. That barista was a pivotal witness at trial. Another person that we had was his neighbor would see out his window my client in his funny bike shorts. He was a cyclist, and he would see the neighbor would see him every morning at 5:30 a.m. in his funny bike shorts. Then one day, no funny bike shorts anymore. And so these are just really, it doesn't have to be, it's not the quantity of people, it's the quality of stories. That's how we tell the before and after story, along with these objective tests to really show how this has impacted your life.
Okay. All right. Now I know that we're here in Colorado. There's many ways we can incur an injury. And one of them that we talked about yesterday while here was sports.
Yes.
And you had mentioned something that I found so valuable that I don't think most people know. So I definitely would love to have you share that again here with us. And this was like, say you're on a ski accident, you're injured. What does this person do? What can they do, even when it comes down to not only your care, but your costs?
Absolutely. So a lot of people with brain injury, they don't know what to do. That's why we say think of the injury and don't think about the mechanism of harm. So we have people call us, be like, I've sustained a brain injury, and it comes in many forms. And sometimes that form comes from a reckless snowboarder or skier on a ski hill plowing into you, and then the client sustains a traumatic brain injury. What do? They think that, is it against the ski hill? The ski hill didn't do anything wrong. What do we do?
Right.
Well, we found that someone's renters or homeowners insurance will cover this event. So if you're a reckless skier, you plow into somebody else, your renters and homeowners insurance will necessarily cover it. Also, a fun fact, in Colorado, we have what these Epic passes, right? If you use certain credit cards to purchase that Epic pass, such as an Amex or a MasterCard, actually, in the terms of that, Amex and MasterCard are going to cover the injuries for that. So it's really, if you focus on the injury and then really figure out the mechanism of harm thereafter, I'm going to find any way possible. And so we've been able to find all of these amazing ways that we can still get recovery for our clients. That if I wasn't specifically focusing on ski, maybe I wouldn't think of. But we do whatever possible. I hope that's showing, carbon monoxide, these ski cases. We'll do anything possible to help brain injury victims.
No, wonderful. Thank you. I mean, that's such a huge value. You've got a wide variety there, a huge spectrum of which you cover, not just fighting for you to win this case, but all of that background findings of it that most of us don't even think about.
Yeah.
So you hold a lot of expertise and knowledge, and I'm very honored that we had the opportunity to meet you here today.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
hopefully we can connect again on another event. But we're coming up on our time, and I did want to ask you if you had anything you would like to share in closing to our audience.
Absolutely. And then it's just for us, think about, again, the injury and not the mechanism of harm. We believe in providing value beyond policy limits. We want you to reach your absolute hopeful future. We believe that every life is short but precious, and we really want to maximize the outcome for our clients to live the best life possible.
All right, wonderful. Yes, quality.
Yes.
Quality of life. So thank you everybody for joining us, and we'll hopefully see you here on our next live event.
Thank you. Take care.